Here along the coast, we love it because we have great weather.
Yes.
You just really get to live an enjoyable, temperate kind of life.
Saturday was like the perfect little preview of what we have coming down the line. I felt like a whole new person after Saturday.
But all the way on the other end of the continent right now, in a place called Alaska, the last
Charlie's
frontier,
hometown.
my former home. It's a little colder. And this time of year, they do something called the Iditarod. It's the last great race. It's 1,000 miles, usually from Anchorage all the way up to Nome. Now, the race is going to be a little bit different this year. It's going to be structured different. We're going to get into that in a minute. But this weekend, they had the ceremonial start. And we're going to take a look at what that was like. Reporter Joe Allgood taking us there.
3, 2, 1.
Definitely a lot of barking. I can tell that they really want to run.
For some, their inaugural experience.
It's my first time doing this, and it's just a blast.
Others, not so much.
Since 2009, except for a couple years in between, it's been amazing. It's my favorite day of the whole year.
In this sled.
Race day brings a unique kind of excitement.
Visitors, residents, everybody loves this.
From longtime Alaskans.
Does it make you proud to be Alaskan?
Absolutely. It's something to look forward to, especially when they ask you, are you from here?
To those just visiting.
We don't have anything like this where we're from, so this is super cool to see.
Leading up to that pivotal moment.
As soon as that musher releases the brake and they start going, it's silent. They are yapping and they are so excited to go they can't. They're jumping up and down. The minute they start going forward, their tongues hang out and the smile on their face, and that's what they're where they want to be. And that energy from that is just, it's wonderful to see.
So Leah, that's what it looks like right downtown Anchorage. They pull all that snow in, the sled dogs are racing. It's a great time. But I wanted to give you, Leah, a chance to ask any questions. Be the avatar for people at home who might want to know more about this race, because people the world over care about it.
I was going to say, sure. I mean, really the only thing I know about dog sled racing is from Balto, which isn't even the full true story anyway. So I guess kind of how did the Iditarod start? And you said you've been out there. I mean, I have to know what it's like to kind of see it in person, and especially when the teams start coming in.
So I've been out there. How it started, I mean, the race is an ode to that serum run that happened, that really did take diphtheria medicine to a village in need. And then in honor of that, they created this race. Now, back when they first started it, this used to take 20 plus days to finish. Now it only takes 8 or 9 days to finish, and it's because of a couple different things. The dogs themselves have now been specifically bred to be race dogs. And you'd be surprised. You might think they'd have these big huskies pulling the sled. It actually is usually kind of smaller husky dogs that are bred to be able to go a long way, stop for a short period of time, eat, recover, and then go again. It's almost like the marathon runners of dogs. Like it's like you have a bunch of guys that are built to win the New York City Marathon, all carrying, instead of the guy that's like maybe the 100-yard sprinter who's big and strong and buff.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense too, especially with some of the bigger dogs, like their joints can have issues. And so I think a smaller, a team of smaller, agile dogs makes a lot of sense. So what is it like to just kind of be out there? I mean, when you've covered it, you start the beginning, the end, the whole thing?
I've gone end to end 3 different times. And what we would do back when I used to cover it up there, it would be me, a photographer, and a pilot. And we'd be in a little 3-seater plane, and we'd be going checkpoint to checkpoint, landing on the snow, on skis, in these little villages along the way. Now, some of them are actual little towns, you know, maybe 1,000 people, 2,000 people, even a little bit bigger than that when you get to Nome. But some of them are just a couple hundred people. And in the year where they started in Fairbanks, the last time I covered it, it got really cold. Now, it always can get cold in Alaska. It got down to 58 below zero when we were waiting for sled dog teams to come in. It got so cold that the LED screen on our camera froze solid, and that my photog goes, I've got a focus of about 10 feet. You got to stay in there because the screen's frozen. I don't know what's going on. I know we've got a 10-foot focus, and we had to just make it work like that. If you want to follow the race, you can go to Iditarod.com, and they actually have GPS trackers on every single one of the dog teams. So you can kind of like say you and
Pick
your
a favorite.
Yeah, if you and your family kind of all wanted to draft a team and pick somebody that you think is going to win and then follow along for the race, it's really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you shared this with us because
Yeah.
I feel like it's so cool and I've never really experienced it or knew much about it.
Yeah, and maybe we'll check back in when we have a winner sometime next week. We appreciate, though, getting a chance to talk about it.
Yes, there you go. But if maybe winning for you does mean heading back to the gym, we've got one that you can check out in Easton when we get back.